How's it going? Digital DIY Geek here, and Happy New Year's. And before we get started, I just want to go over a few things because I know for the past, in September, I came out with a video saying that I was dropping affiliate marketing and I was going to really focus in on building my own online business, building my own digital course. And I started out by saying I wanted to create a video course, come out with a video course, teaching people how to get over their fear of press and record. Well, that video course morphed into a confidence course. So it has nothing to do with video now. And I came out with that. I went to Funnel Hacking Live in September 24th. I might have created that video around September 27th or 28th, something like that. But from then until now, a lot has changed. Meaning when I came back home, I dropped one of the jobs I was working at to pursue this and really focus in on it. Then on top of that, I had actually, after I dropped the job that I was at, I had another opportunity that come my way, which was more lucrative than the job that I decided to stay with. And then after that, I had another opportunity come my way where someone was asking me to come on and work for them in a leadership role. And I turned down all that stuff because I was under the impression that I really wanted to give a go at creating my own product. Now, what I didn't understand at the time that I understand now is when you're doing something you've never done before, you have to be ready for the emotional roller coaster that you're going to go on. And luckily for me, as you know, I've been studying psychology for the better part of 10 years now. And then I had just came off watching Tony Robbins at Funnel Hacking Live. So one of the things that always tripped me up was asking how. I would say, for example, okay, I want to be, I want to make $1 million in 1 year, but I couldn't see myself doing it. I didn't understand the how. And I would get so hung up on the how that I wouldn't even try it. So nevertheless, Tony Robbins said at the conference, don't worry about the how. He said the how is the worst thing you can ask yourself when you're doing something you've never done. Because in the beginning, what I had to realize is I've always been under the impression that if I can't see myself doing it, then I can't have that success. And maybe you feel that way or maybe you don't, I don't know. But for me, that's how it's always been. If I can't see myself doing it, I've always been under the impression I have to see it in my mind long before I go out and do it. And over, let's say, the last 3-4 months, because this is December 30th. Today is December 31st. It's like, what time is it? It is 1:32 p.m. This video is going up on New Year's Day. So that's why I'm cutting it now. So from September 24th, when I went to Funnel Hacking Live until now, when it took me, 3 months, really more or less 3 months to come out with this course. Now, the good news is I completed it. I have some things to refine on it, but the videos are done. The website is built out, and I have to do some few tweaks to the website, and I've already connected my merchant account, all that good stuff. So honestly, come January 1st, no later than January 2nd, I'll be ready to start charging for this course. So really quickly, let me show you this. I'm gonna let you dig into my iPad, and you can see right here where I'm just gonna use my Face ID, and I'm gonna show you it. So you can see this is my course that I created, and you can see it's real simple. I'm gonna have a video right here introducing myself and explaining to people what they're gonna be able to get out the course and all that other cool stuff. But you can see, if you look right here, you can see it's real simple. It's this one don't count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can see down here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have one more, which is another piece to this, but I didn't give myself access to it, so that's why you don't see it here. But if we come over to Vimeo really quickly, because that's where all of this stuff is hosted at, and this is what I really want you to understand, because I struggled with this in a major way, and that's what I want you to see. So if we come over here, because oftentimes I say I've created a lot of videos, and I honestly have, but sometimes people don't believe it because I've created so many videos that I've never put out. So you get to see behind the curtains of some of the videos that I've created. And the cool thing about this is, one thing I will say is, at one point I stopped paying for this account. So Vimeo back then was deleting your content, which kind of sucked, but that's what they were doing. So you can see like over here some of the folders that never ever made it to see the light of day. So you can see right here, this was a course that I wanted to come out with, which was the DIY digital protocol. You can see where this was 2 years ago, but it never seen the light of day. You can see this was the digital protocol bonus, never seen the light of day. You can see right here, day one online. This was another course I did. You can see this was my old setup, which was like 6 months ago, 7 months ago before Funnel Hacking Live. Never seen the light of day. You can see this is the mobile videos step by step. This is what I started, but you can see I stopped it. You can see right here, confidence step by step is what I'm currently working on right now. That's going to be a part of this course. You can see this is the confidence matrix. This is the course. Now, what I want you to see, what I want you to take note of is look at my color. Like, look at my color grade. I don't know what it is about Premiere Pro, but the colors that you see on your screen, once you export it, is not the same colors. And I understand that you can do the LUT. I tried their LUT. I tried playing with my white balance to offset it, because when you use that LUT that Premiere Pro has, it actually makes your image really, really dark. And honestly, with so many creators and with Adobe making so much money now, I don't even understand how this is a problem. I feel like it should be defaulted to creators, and for the people who using it for TV, it's a simple button they go up in there and they push that button. Because the colors like this, and you can see where I've been tweaking and playing with the colors trying to figure it out. So ultimately, I dropped Premiere Pro and I decided to go to DaVinci Resolve. Now, with DaVinci Resolve, obviously, I actually started with Final Cut Pro, but I felt like Final Cut Pro was just too basic. Well, I couldn't get past the fact that I didn't have adjustment layers in Final Cut Pro. And in order to get adjustment layers, I would have to either create them myself or go find someone on YouTube that already created them and sharing them, but opt into their lead magnet for me to be able to get them. Now, I felt like I shouldn't have to go through all that to get something as simple as adjustment layers. So what I decided to do is I tried out DaVinci Resolve. Well, I didn't even try it out. I actually just went out, spent the $300. It was actually more like $400 because I bought the speed editor and the software came with it for free. So that was another purchase I made. But long story short, I'm loving DaVinci Resolve. I'm not the best colorist yet, but as you can see right here, like if we come over here, let me see if I can pull it up for you right quick. Let's see here. These are just some of the top courses that I've purchased as of late that I'm always using. So you can see this right here is Color Finale. Now, this is Color Grading Central. This software, or this course rather, cost me $297 just for this course. $297. It's crazy. But I paid it, and this is teaching me how to color correct. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because the old me would have said that course the color's not right, and I don't want to put it out. And I would have stopped myself, and I would have put it on the shelf, and it would have never seen the light of day, just like all the other courses I just showed you that had something wrong with them that I didn't put out. What I'm learning is, or what should I say, what I've learned is two things. One, personal development rocks. Like, I used to do personal development all the time, but now I understand, like, when it comes to personal development is like going to the gym for your body. Instead, it's like mental. It's like the mental gym. Like, you have to be doing personal development if you're an entrepreneur, because what we're trying to do is insane. It's crazy. It makes no sense. And none of us probably really see ourselves being like really having that big major success with it. Sure, we all know that we can hit a level of success, but if you ask me, could I make $1 million in a year? Although that's one of my goals that you can't see above here, I honestly right now I don't see it. And what I've realized is it's okay if I don't see it. As long as I can see what's the next step I'm supposed to be taking, I've learned to focus in on just the next step. And that's honestly the biggest thing I took away from ClickFunnels, which is stop looking at the big picture and trying to figure out everything at once. Focus in on the first step. And once you knock down that first step, figure out what's the next step. And before you know it, you will have reached your goal of whatever it is you're trying to do. And that's a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, as you can see. Now, with that being said, where am I going with this? Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm going to be taking a step back because see, here's the deal. I struggle a lot with putting out content on this channel. And the sad part about it is there's nobody even watching these videos yet. I know my son, he's into these videos, which is different because he got me face to face and I could talk to him. But I guess because he get to watch these because he want to watch them, he receives the message better. I don't know. So Yeah, Jalen, I'm talking to you if you're watching this video. But I guess I'm going to take a step back. And in 2022, honestly, I'm going to post videos that just make sense for me and that I enjoy. Because with me I'm a new YouTuber and I'm trying to chase the algorithm and I'm not having any fun. And when I have video topics that I want to put out, it's like, no, I don't want to put that out because everybody who made it say, I got to stay on topic. I got to stay niche. I got to make sure I'm only talking about one specific thing so YouTube will know. And I don't like that. And it causes me not to do videos because if I could swivel this camera around, you see my office, I am very much so a tech lover. But I feel like I can't talk about tech because it's not in line with, online business and things like that. So what I decided to do is that on Mondays, I'm not sure how the rest of the week gonna go, but on Mondays, we're gonna have a Mindset Monday, which is where we dig into personal development because honestly, I personally believe more than ever now that personal development is the key to success. Because what I used to try to do is I used to try to fix a lack of confidence with more information, and that never worked. So I want to start a Mindset Monday. I want to start a Tech Talk on Tuesday or some type of, it might not be Tuesday, it might be something else. It might be Tech Talk Friday or Tech Talk Thursday. I don't know. I know I want to have a Tech Talk. And then the rest of the time, the rest of the videos, I want it to be dedicated to showing you how I'm building my business. Because honestly, what I've realized is the technical stuff holds a lot of people back. And the mindset, whether people know it or not, holds them back as well. Because, look at me. It took me 10 years to come out with my first product. Not because I wasn't trying, as you can see, not for a lack of effort on my part, but because I lacked that confidence to just put it out there anyway and deal with whatever's going to come my way. I always shied away from that. But now, since I've done it and I see that, hey, it's not that difficult, now it's like, okay, it's out there. Now let's see what's going to come my way. And I'm just going to deal with whatever come my way because when I thought about it, worst case scenario, somebody asked for a refund. Okay, just give them their money back. That's really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things and to keep you from putting your work out there. So hopefully this helps you. This is just my rant for ending 2021 going into 2022. So just real quick, we're going to be I'm going to be coming out with one video every single month. Every single week minimum. I know it might be a Tech Talk Tuesday. It might be a Mindset Monday. It might be 3 videos in 1 week. I don't know. But as a minimum, you're going to get at least 1 video every single week from me like clockwork. Now, what day that's going to be on, honestly, I don't know. And honestly, after creating these videos for this course, I realized that when you're really editing, you're adding music, you're making sure all your cuts are proper, you're using multiple camera angles. Like, it is a ton of work. Like, for the people who just sit back and watch the YouTube videos versus the people who are the creators who's actually in the trenches cutting these videos and doing them and trying to make a name for themselves, like you would be amazed at how much work it is. Like, at one point, my son, he wanted to be a YouTuber and he posted a few YouTube videos off his phone. But it's like, I wonder if they understood how much work is really going into people creating those videos every day and those late night edits just to have it published on time. How many people will really still be into it. So for me to say that I'm going to give you 3-4 videos a week, that's not possible. I still work a full-time job. All I did was drop one of my jobs so I could free up some time to be able to do this thing that I love, which is talk about content, talk about online business. And the focus of the channel is going to be moving towards building an online business from scratch because honestly, that's what I'm doing. I'm literally starting over from scratch in September 24th, 2021. When I went to Funnel Hacking Live, I made up my mind that I was shutting down everything and starting over. So the little affiliate income that I was making, the little success that I was having, I shut down everything and I went into the lab, aka my home office, and I focused in on building out this course. I even turned off YouTube. At one point, I was trying to share with you the ups and downs of building an online business or creating your own course. But I'm telling you, with all the different emotional roller coasters and all the different potholes I was hitting, it was like, it's best for me to get it done and then go back and create content around how I was able to do it. Because when you're in the thick of it, it's kind of hard to share it. It's kind of hard to say, okay, here's what's going on. I'm stuck right here. And I've been trying to figure out this problem for 3 days, 4 days now, and I still haven't figured it out. Especially when I switched from my biggest headache or my biggest frustration was trying to figure out how to get my colors correct in Final Cut Pro. Once I just gave up on that and switched over to Final Cut Pro, one of those videos in there, I edited with Final Cut Pro and the colors came out just the way I wanted them. So it was like, dang, how come Final Cut Pro can't do this? But then, like I said, with those limitations that Final Cut Pro have, I didn't want to learn Final Cut Pro just to leave it knowing that I was going to eventually leave it. And the cool thing about it, whether it was DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, or Premiere, I could set up all of my shortcuts just the way I wanted them. My MX keys on my mouse, I could program those for my hotkeys just how I wanted them. So that part was kind of cool, but I just wanted more functionality. I didn't want something that I grow and then I hit a ceiling and now I'm looking for something else. With DaVinci Resolve, I feel like that's the top of the line. So I feel like there's no such thing as me outgrowing DaVinci Resolve. It's just me being able to do more, learning to do more cool things with DaVinci Resolve. Same thing was true with Premiere, to be honest with you. I don't think I could have outgrown Premiere because Premiere is such an awesome program. Where Premiere falls short is, I feel like it's not really focused on the end user, which is us who's paying, the $57 a month in my case, or the $600 a year if you're on a yearly plan. Like, I feel like if we're paying a subscription every month, I feel like that's a very, very silly problem for us to have, especially when they got a big team behind them that could easily fix that issue. But with the colors, I just couldn't take it no more. And the sucky part is I thoroughly enjoy editing in Premiere. I have figured out my workflow. I have figured out how I like the windows. I have figured out all that stuff. And now in DaVinci Resolve, there is no customization where I can move the windows how I want to what makes sense for me and all that other stuff. It's kind of like this is what it is and move through your tabs, which is cool. I'm not complaining because when I export it, the color looks just how like I did it. So no issues on that front. But if I could have stayed with Premiere Pro, I would have enjoyed it. It would have saved me a couple of dollars and I wouldn't be relearning it. But because I'm in the process of relearning a new editing software and all that other stuff that comes along with that, learning how to do the simple things that I already know how to do in Premiere is a little bit of a hassle. But long story short, once I have it nailed down, my colors are going to look good, which is the main reason why I switched over, because I want a video that I can look at and be proud of. And with this last video I just did, it's not on here yet because it's actually still exporting. That was the last video that needed to export. And actually, I don't even have my laptop no more. So that video is done. I was running it through Handbrake to shrink the file size down. So when I upload it to Vimeo, I don't have to worry about hitting that wall of being at 20 gigs per week, which we're going to talk about all the different stuff that you have to look forward to when it comes to building out your own digital course, starting your online business around you. We're going to talk about all that in the upcoming year. But for right now, I just wanted to show you where I was at. Now, really quickly, I want to show you the last thing, which is, I'm not sure if it's on here. Let's see if it's on here. Okay, so this is the last thing. And this is something I want you to consider when going into 2022, because I was one of those people that said, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And what I've learned is if you can't start creating videos, or if you can't, start doing whatever it is you want to do based on what you have right now, then you getting that thing is not going to change you not doing that thing. You're just going to say you need something else. At least that was true in my case. So really quickly, I want to show you. All right, so this is my studio gear. All right, so you can see what I purchased. You can see I purchased this. You can see my home studio gear. This is literally my setup. I spent roughly about, I wish it would show me, but it doesn't show me. But you can see $269. My home studio gear was $434. My audio gear was $773. My studio accessories was $634. This gear, which I'm not sure what this gear is. Oh, my speakers was, what was it? It was $175.85. You can see I spent $1,474.23 on my A-Time Mini, which I've never used, which is crazy, but I've never used it. My Rodecaster, I used that. My Ninja, I used that. And then this is the light that helps when I'm basically at nighttime. I can push the button and it helps my eyes versus looking at the screen. So that's pretty cool. Then you can see this is my standing desk, which I spent $963 on that. By far my best purchase. And then you can see down here, this was the last purchase of January, which was my camera bag from Peter McKenna. I bought the whole thing, which was $610.92, which I don't use. So here's the point I'm getting at for you. And if we come back over here, if we jump down to, let's say here, January, that's January. If we jump into September, I'm not sure if I put it up in here. Yeah, I didn't put the numbers in here for September. But what I want you to understand about this is you can always figure out a reason to buy something and sell yourself on that thing. But honestly, if I could start over, a lot of this stuff in my tech setup, I wouldn't have. Like, for example, that A10 Mini, I wouldn't have that because I've never used it. Now, coming up this year, I'm going to be using it. So I would have still had to go out and buy it this year. But the loop deck right there for color grading, I wouldn't have that because I don't use it. I'm not even at the house usually when I'm editing. I just started being home when I'm editing with DaVinci Resolve, because with DaVinci Resolve, depending upon your monitor, it won't let you see 3 panels at the bottom. You'll see 2, and then you'll have to flip between panels, which makes your life a little bit harder. So from that standpoint, I do be here. And then when you're cutting out, doing all those cuts, it's just better to do it on a widescreen versus your little laptop or my little 15-inch MacBook Pro. So yeah, but a lot of this stuff I wouldn't have had. Honestly, I wouldn't have. And I wish I could see what the total price was, but I can't. But obviously, we know it's more than a few $1,000s that I spent in January. And this, funny enough, doesn't even include this A7C camera. And the camera, I don't know what month I bought it. Oh, it's right here. My total sum is $5,362.71. And that's not including this camera. This camera was $2,500. This is the Sony A7C. I bought it at Best Buy. The $400, it was like an additional $400 for insurance for it. So if something goes wrong with it or something like that, I could just take it back to Best Buy and they don't have to deal with it. So all out, I was at about $2,500, give or take a couple dollars. All right. And that's not including this $5,000. So the point I'm making to you is I spent $5,000 at the beginning of January to try to push myself or motivate myself or get myself to do something. And truth be told, it didn't work. Now, if we take this off really quickly, let's take off this filter and I'm going to delete this and we're going to see how much I've spent total. And obviously this isn't all of them because as you can see in August, I stopped because it was getting depressing. I'm spending all this money and I can't justify it. So for me, the easiest thing for me to do was to stop looking at. So I stopped tracking as of August. But I can tell you right now, a lot of my bills have gone up. You can see I even picked up the one funnel away challenge right here, trying to get myself to move forward in the business. And this was August. September is when I decided to spend $6,000. For the month of December, I spent $6,000 on, airplane, being down there for a week. The hotel was super expensive. ClickFunnels to get in was $1,000 by itself. It was like $1,047. So yeah, it was a bit much. So if we scroll up to our total, let me see if it's going to give me my total. Yeah, my total is $8,535.24 up to the month of August. But that doesn't account for all the other months. It doesn't have this camera on there. It doesn't have a lot of stuff on there that I did trying to get myself to take action. It doesn't even have the course up in there that I bought, which was Color Finale, because I bought that course this year as well. It doesn't have none of these courses that I've just picked up. Let's go over here really quickly. Let's go to Plus, and if we come right here, okay, you can see I got, ClickFunnels 2.0 was free, so that don't count. We can see Shine Kennel course right here, which was $997. That's the Think Media. You can see right here is the Perfect Webinar. You can see right here is Mbanto. And then right here is Magnetic Sponsoring, which is $97 per month. But I think I spent $77 to get started with it. And then you can see down here we have Funnel Hacking Live, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, might have been a bonus. I'm not sure. I think that was a bonus because I bought the course. Then Color Finale, which is right here. Then you have One Funnel Away Challenge, which I paid for. Then you have the Secret Trilogy, which comes with the books and all that stuff that I spent all that money on, which was like $127. And, those, for the most part, those are the main courses that I purchased. I did purchase a few courses off Teachable, a few courses off Udemy, but Udemy, that's more on the low end, like how-to stuff. This stuff right here is more on the high end where you're expecting to get a different type of result. And none of this was included in it. And I purchased all of this stuff trying to get myself or push myself or motivate myself to be able to move forward with, doing this YouTube thing, building out my business, building out courses and things like that, and really getting away from the little success I was having with affiliate marketing. And to be honest with you, none of that stuff worked. What worked for me was going to ClickFunnels, hearing Tony Robbins say, stop asking yourself how. It's the worst question you can ask yourself when you're first getting started with something. And don't worry about the big picture. Worry about taking the first step. Honestly, that's what changed. Out of all the money I spent, it was $1,000 I spent to get inside of ClickFunnels that actually changed me, changed my world, and gave me the ability to have a course online today. So this is the main reason why I want to make sure I'm doing, Mindset Monday, because it works. So I think I rambled enough, to be honest with you. I know this video was all over the place. That's because my life has been all over the place since I've stopped doing a lot of stuff to focus in on this course. But honestly, the main purpose of this was to show you that if you want to do something, you can get it done. It's not going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be perfect. We're not perfect. And just put one foot in front of the next one. After you finish that first step, only focus on that first step. Don't focus on anything else after that. If you gotta, go to the store around the corner, don't focus on going to the store around the corner. Just focus on grab me your keys, grab me your coat, and walking out the door. Once you've done that, focus on getting in the car. Once you've done that, focus on driving there safely. Once you've done that, focus on getting in the store. Once you've done that, focus on the things you gotta buy. Once you've done that, focus on getting the groceries to the car, in the trunk, or on the back seat, whatever your jam is. Once you've done that, focus on getting back home. Once you've done that, focus on bringing the stuff upstairs or walking it in the house. Once you've done that, focus on taking it out, putting it away. Like, that's literally, as an entrepreneur, how you have to do it, because the emotional roller coaster we go on is insane. And I don't hear anybody talking about it. Like, nobody talks about like their failures online. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. What I'm gonna say is the people that I follow, I rarely hear people talk about their failures online. I rarely hear people talk about the struggle it is to sit down and create a video when you're just not feeling it, or the struggle it is to create a video when you know that this is a video you're charging for. See, for me right now, it's easy for me to just ramble and talk because I'm not charging for this video. I know that this video isn't being charged for, so I'm comfortable with it. But when I was cutting those videos for the course, everything had to be perfect. And then I had to go in there and I would spend 4 hours editing each video, like legit, like 4 hours. And some of them was longer because this last video, oh man, that video gave me the flux. Like, every time when I was in DaVinci Resolve, I literally had to take it from DaVinci Resolve because the multicam sequence was just not working for me. Then when I finally figured it out, it said media gone, and that video was frustrating. So I brought it over to my iPad, did the cuts on my iPad, which if you ever edit on the iPad, it's take even longer. Exported it from my iPad, and then put it back into DaVinci Resolve, did all my cuts using the speed editor. Went to export it, realized I needed to add music to it. My first time dealing with music on a track, so I had to learn to fade it in, fade it out, what made sense, what didn't make sense. I mean, ultimately, I'm happy with that project, but it was a lot. It was a lot. So, long story short, coming up in 2022, you're gonna see a lot more of me. Honestly, it's gonna be raw and what it really takes to build a business online. I can't work within the limitations that we as creators put on ourselves of saying, okay, I can only talk about this one topic and this topic only, because in business, it's not like that. I mean, I guess you can say I'm still niching down because everything that I talk about will be through the lens of me building an online business. So from that standpoint, sure, you can say I'm niche down. But it's not going to be just, pricing strategies or traffic strategies or stuff like that. It's going to be everything it takes for me to get online. Meaning, right now, I already know that once my course is launched come January 1st, January 2nd, I know for a fact that I want to focus heavily on YouTube. I know I have a website that I just put out. So if we come over here to my website, I can show you that too. It's sbsprofits.com. And if we come over here, you can see right now, it looks funny because I'm using a template website, and for whatever reason, that outdoor venture, I thought that was off, but it's not. So you can see that all of this, honestly, none of this makes any sense. But this is the website, and I'm cool with it looking like this because of one simple reason. Don't nobody know who I am right now. So the likelihood of somebody landing on SVS Profits and then saying outdoor adventure, step-by-step profits, it doesn't matter at this point because people don't understand. I mean, ain't nobody finding me right now, so it's fine. But if I click through to, I'm not sure how I can do it. Like, I'm not sure if I could do blog or, yeah, okay, so I'm not sure. If I click on about, all right, so this is the templates they came out with. This is the templates that I have to go in and change up. All right. So now I'm starting to get it, which this makes no sense for what I'm doing. I just picked this one because I like the home page. I felt like I could do some good with this right here. I felt like it was simple enough, easy enough for me to edit because my website don't have a lot of content. So that made sense to me. And let me just try one more thing. If I do about, okay, so it takes over. So it's still gonna bring me back here. So I do have an about page on my site, and I do have a few other things, but you can't see them because obviously everything is locked behind this. But I just wanted to show you I do have a website up. Be it crazy, I still want you to see where I'm coming from. So that way, when you look at me, you can look back at this video and see where I came from and understand that I didn't have none of this stuff figured out. And honestly, that's really what I wanted to get through to you today. Building a business online is messy. It's extremely messy. And you have to be okay with just being, mediocre when you're first getting started. Because if you don't and you try to push for perfect or perfection, it's not gonna happen. Like for me, for example, normally you would never see me. If you go to any of my videos, it's two things you never see. You will never see me in a hoodie with a symbol on it. You might see me in a plain hoodie, or you will see me in just a shirt. And you will see the same hat on. This hat, I like this hat. You never see me with my hat off. It's certain things that I just put myself in a box and I just stay in that box. And honestly, going into 2022, it's going to be a little different. I'm not sure how it's going to be received, but to be honest with you, ain't too many people watching this channel right now. So I have the room to make the mistakes I want to make. And that's honestly what I want to get across to you. When you're first starting out, nobody's watching, nobody's paying attention. You have to build up your audience. And in the beginning, there's nobody paying attention. So this is the perfect time for you to find your voice. And you can't find your voice like I'm doing, having all these videos you've created just sitting on a hard drive collecting digital dust, or sitting inside Vimeo collecting digital dust. And if I had my laptop, I would show you the one I did with the 1 funnel away challenge. I literally went through, did all the exercises, did all the work, created videos showing everything that I was doing. And I didn't post not one video. It's crazy. I honestly don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how I talked myself out of posting the videos. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the story I sold myself on. And this is why it's important to focus on one step, put one foot in front of the next. All right. Hope you found this video helpful. I know it's all over the place, but hey, at the time you're watching this video, it should be 2022. So welcome to 2022. Happy New Year's. I'm the Digital DIY Geek. And yeah, let's get started. It's going to be a good year. Till next time. Later.